Welcome to the IMAC online video series. This video is official flights. An official flight or round for the GNOME program is defined as two sequences. This could be a single sequence due to time constraints. An attempt begins when the pilot or caller makes a vocal declaration such as "in the box" or "entering," or similar statement indicating when the pilot is starting the sequence. If a vocal declaration is not made, the pilot becomes subject to the other standard constraints stipulated in these rules, such as time limit for entering, no aerobatics before entering, and etc. Judging will begin as soon as the aircraft departs from wings level horizontal entry line and enters the first maneuver of the sequence. Prior to entering the aerobatic airspace, between sequences, and prior to landing, pilot shall only be allowed to perform the following trim and positioning maneuvers: turns, half Cubans with only a single half roll on the 45 down line. The half roll is optional based on the aircraft positioning required to enter the aerobatic airspace. Reverse half Cuban with only a single half roll on the 45 upline. Again, the half roll is optional based on the aircraft positioning required to enter the aerobatic airspace. Half loops up or down, Immelman or split S, with only one half roll on entry or exit. The half roll is optional based on the aircraft positioning required to enter the aerobatic airspace. Single half roll to inverted immediately prior to entering the aerobatic airspace for the case in which an inverted entry to the first maneuver is required. A vertical up or down line with a simple push or pull for entry and exit. A single half roll is allowed on this vertical line only if required to orient the aircraft properly for the entry to the first maneuver. The intent here is to prevent anything that may be viewed as practice and hence give one competitor an advantage over another. Therefore, snaps, spins, point rolls, humpties, tail slides, and etc. may never be executed after breaking ground and before entering the sequence, between sequences, or after completing the sequences, and prior to landing. Exceptions to this limitation may only be directed by the CD or line boss in the normal course of safely managing the airspace. Pilots will follow such directions and no penalty will be applied. Turnaround maneuvers may not be performed at low altitude or directly in front of the judges. No other aerobatic maneuvers are allowed immediately following the airplane breaking ground except for the 4-minute freestyle. Any infraction shall result in the penalty of zeroing the round. Once the pilot announces an attempt, until the pilot completes the sequence, known, unknown, or freestyle, only the pilot may operate the transmitter which is controlling the aircraft. Any assistance of any kind provided by another person to operate the transmitter, such as changing switches, programming modes, and etc., will result in the pilot receiving a 0 for the sequence or freestyle in progress when the assistance was provided. This rule applies only from entering the sequence until the sequence is complete. This rule does not apply to takeoff, landing, or flight between sequences. For more information, log on to mini-iac.com or arrestisystem.com.